Makkot Daf Chaf Aleph Amud Aleph, second Mishnah near the bottom. Nazir Shaya should take Yain Kolim. Nazir was drinking wine all day. In Chayat Achat on Chayat once because he only got warned once. Amrulo Al Tishte Al Tishte. They kept on warning him, don't drink, don't drink. Bebu Shtani kept on drinking. Chayat Bakol Chayat Achat is have each one. Hayam Mitamel Mitim Kolim. If the Nazir was being mitamel himself with human bodies all day, corpses, and therefore tumatnet, which is asur. In a Chayat Achat on Chayat one. Amrulo Al Titameh Al Titameh. They told him, don't do it, don't do it. Who mitamel? He kept on making himself tameh. Hayat Bakol Chayat Achat have each one. He's not allowed to shave either. Say he's shaving his head all day. Have once. I'm don't do it, don't do it. He kept on doing it. I have a kol for each shaving. If the guy was wearing kilayim all day, right? Sha'anez. Have makut once. Don't wear it, don't wear it. And they kept on wearing it. He kept taking off, putting it back on. I have a kol for each one. Yesh Horesh Telem Echad. There could be a guy who can plow a single spot. Hayav Alab Mishum Shmona Lavin could be Hayav 8 different Isurim that will be Hayav 8 different Makot. First, the Horesh Bishor Vahamor, he's first of all plowing with 2 different species, ox and donkey, which is a type of kilayim. That's number one. Behem Mutashin, they're Hekdesh. That's 2. The kilayim Bekerim, and he's there. It's mixing different types of like vineyard fruits and like grain in the ground, which is also type of kilayim. That's number 3. But Shvait is during Shemitah, you know how to work. That's number 4. The Yom Tov, it's Yom Tov. 5. The Kohen ben Nazir ben Tumah, he's a Kohen and a Nazir in a cemetery. That's 6 and 7. Sorry, it's 8 actually. Hanina ben Hanina Omer, after the Lush claim, even if he's also wearing Kalim, that's number 9. Amrullah Inu Hashem, that's not doesn't count. The fact that he's wearing Kilayim doesn't add to what the guy's doing. It's not part of the same type of thing. You can't just add different types of Yisurim. We're talking about this plowing is Chayah. Amrullah Hem, he said back to them, Afan Nazir lo Hashem. The fact that he's Nazir also added on. You can't include that as well. So we'll explain that in depth. Amar Bibi Amar Yosef. Poshet Lavesh. Lavesh Mamash. When we see that the guy was taking off the shatnez and putting it back on, he's taking off the whole thing and putting it back on. I feel or maybe he's chayav, even if he just takes his hand in and out of his sleeve. He says no, the entire garment. He didn't have to take it off at all. He's hayav if he left it on the amount of time it takes to take it off and put it back on, right? So it doesn't mean that he kept on taking it off, put it back on. He waited the amount of time it takes to take it off, put it back on. Okay, sheyesh harish telem. We said there's one guy could do one thing and have 8. Maybe a night. When they were learning together, they decided someone who covers the seeds of kilayim with earth. يخيب ماكوت أما لا بيخنان بيخنزز لا مشتري هزاوي في مشنا يش حريش تنا خاب حيابا خاب مش من اللافين أحواش بشور حمار بينهم شنو الكلام بكرم بهاي بحورش mention our case of the guy plowing the climb in our Mishnah ما حياب مش ممكن لا يخاف الكلام ها مش خاب لا عبد بحسب بعد الناس sounds like he's just covering the earth while he was going through. We already know this. What's the hidush? The Gemara says أما لا إلا بد حسبة مين مش كحر مجنون. If I didn't lift the rock or the piece of pottery, you wouldn't find the pearl underneath. Yani, the only reason why you knew that is because of my chidush. I'm the one who taught you. That's just mixing the seeds. You're chayav. If Rabbi and I had not praised you, I would have thought who's according to Rabbi Akiva, according to Rabbi Akiva, the Mekiyem kilayim lokeh. He holds that if you maintain kilayim chayav, doesn't mean necessarily. Therefore, he would have, according to Rabbi Akiva, he holds that even if you plow the field that's already planted with kilayim, you're not replanting kilayim, you're just maintaining it. That's chayav. That's a big hidush. Our Mishnah is not like that. It means actually the mixing and the initial plowing of the field. Rabbi Akiva says actually maintaining it, not actual planting it, like Tanakama. Okay. Why does he hold chayav? Tanakama says, I only know they could, if you plant it, how do you know even maintaining the climb chayav? This is twice, therefore the are not even maintaining it besides planting. Okay. Also because he's now, he's plowing, he's planting, not just plowing. Also have no, we left, it wasn't 8 only, it was also more than 8, we just left some out. Now, in general, whenever the Gemara uses this term throughout Shas, Tanav V'Shir means, I mentioned some, but I didn't include all. Usually, when the Gemara says that, okay, if you left one out, it can't be you only left one, there has to be more. So, my Shir, the Shir, that's what the Gemara would usually say. However, over here it has a different answer. The other way this concept could go. Amalei says no. Tana katani shmonim. Tana mentions specifically eight. Ba'at Tana v'shir. You can't leave over, right? So the only time Tana v'shir that means you left over, you left some out, is if you didn't give a number. Over here, you gave a number, you can't leave out. Okay. Amalei says okay, fine. Yesh hiluk min chabash bab and min chabash. It's true. It's a separate isur to plow and to plant on Yom Tov, but there's only one isur if you do them together. Unlike Shabbat, which we have separately. Malay adar taha. Yeah, he agrees. This is the correct answer. We hold it's no different melachot separation melachot Yom Tov. But now Mishnah says gid b'halav Yom Tov. If someone cooks a gid hanasheh with milk and Yom Tov, that he eats it, lokeh hamesh sai five separate isurim malkut. Lokem mishum ochel gid. First of all, eating a gid nasher. That's number one. Lokem mishum v'shal gid yom tov v'lo shel torah. He's cooking on yom tov without a purpose, because you're not allowed to cook something asur yom tov according to Bet Shammai. Lokem mishum v'shal gid v'halav. Also, he's cooking meat and milk together. That's number three. The gid is considered meat. Lokem mishum ochel basar v'chalav. And then four for eating meat and milk. Lokem, and he gets another one. Mishum habara, because he's lighting a fire yom tov for something that he didn't need to cook it. The and if you hold no such thing as separating it, mishum habar al machayev should not be chayev for lighting the fire. The hamayim mishum b'shlom, because you already made him chayev for cooking it itself. So it must be there is a separation of milachot and yom tov. So the Gemara says, okay, fine. Apik habara, take out the fact that you're lighting the fire. The ayal gid nashesh the nevilah, you're adding a separate isur of eating a nevilah of gid nashesh, gid nashesh of a nevilah. Gemara says, "Vatani b'chiyah lo k'yeshtayim al shilotov v'shlosh b'shlom." Where Rechia mentioned that there's two makut for the eating and three in the cooking. Now, if you want to take out the fact that there's no more fire and you're putting the eating, you have three for the eating, not two. Okay, fine. Take out fire and put the fact that you used the wood of an asherah tree, which you know how to use. By the time we know the warning against using that wood is you can't use these type of things. Cannot benefit. Have another makut. If you're using asherah tree, you should be a for bringing an abomination into your house. That'd be number six. Okay, fine. He cooked it with hekdesh wood. The Isur is confounded by Shirahim to Serfun Be'esh. Lo ta'asun kin Hashem, don't use Hashem's stuff as well. Okay. Siman Shinabaya Shinas. We're going to have eight or seven questions right now as to why we couldn't add other things to the Mishnah's case of plowing. Let the Mishnah add that he also was plowing in Nahal Etan. What a beautiful name. That it's a valley that they use the Eglah Rufa. You know, I would not know how to do that because the Pasuk says, right? The Eglah Rufa, they killed the animal between the two cities. And so why don't you add that one? Another question. Maybe he also add another Yisur that he erased Hashem's name while walking with the plow. Don't erase God's name. Maybe also can add another Isur that he cut off his tzerat. Now I'll do it. As far as Hishamer means not allowed to. Makkot, we'll learn that later. Another question. Maybe he goes that he loosened the hoshin of the Kohen Gadol while he was walking by. He also removed the Aron's poles from the Aron. Another question. This was he also could have used the plowing with Asherah wood. Another question. You cut down fruit trees while plowing. So our Mishnah mentioned eight, and we see there's tons of other things. And the last one is he also could have been over a shavua, a swearing. Remember, entering Masechet Shavuot this week. He made a swear, I will not plow in Tov. And he plowed in Tov. Asur, the Gemara says, no, the reason why he's not have in that case because you can't make a shavua what Hashem already told you how to do. So he's already told you know he's already isur to plow in Tov. Therefore, you can't make a shavua. The Gemara says, there might be another way to make that actually shavua happen. He make a shavua swear that he can't plow on weekday and on Yom Tov. Since the shavua takes effect because of the weekday swearing, also the Yom Tov would work. So how come it doesn't add it as well? The Mishnah doesn't answer any type of isur that can be annulled. Right? Swearing can be annulled. Below Bahari Hektish, 1 second, you have Hektish animal. Hektish animal also, you could redeem it. That's also an annulment. When it says no Bechor, it's not a case of the Bechor animal that's Hektish, you can't redeem it. But Nazir, but the Nazir also can be annulled. But Nazir Shimshon, it's not a case of the Nazir Shimshon, the Nazir Shimshon cannot become Nazir. I mean, he's a Nazir from birth. Can and therefore you can't annul that. There's a Nazir Shimshon, but it was more than Metimu. Our Mishnah said that you can't, it's not a case where it's a Kohen slash Nazir inside a bit in a cemetery. A Nazir Shimshon is allowed to become Tameh. Ella must be, Hai Tana Isur Kola. Our Mishnah's Tana does not include an item that's already included. So yes, even though technically the Shavua can take place, but we're not including a Shavua on the Yom Tov as well. Okay, Marav Hoshea. Short someone breeds an animal that was Hekdesh, that became Pasul, and it had to say Ramu. You have to redeem it. Now, if you use an animal to breed with a different animal, even another cow, Lakesh you get 2 sets of lashes because, first of all, you're not allowed to do it in the first place, and second of all, it's considered work. So, first of all, you're not allowed to do it because it's considered working with an Hekdesh, and also because it's a Pasul Hekdesh, it's considered a different species and it's considered kilayim. Rabbi Yitzhak, someone leads and uses disqualified animals, oxen, to do work. Lokei is makut, also considered kilayim by using different animals. Sharei gufei hatu because it's considered a separate body. Torah made it like 2 different bodies, and therefore even the same ox is considered 2 different bodies.